Hello, all. Today I'm doing a Christmas mani, but inspired by my favorite Christmas treat. And I'm not really sure what that is. I would have to say, like, first thing that comes to mind is it's a Utah company, which I didn't even realize it was a Utah company until I moved away from Utah and then I couldn't find them. But they're these orange sticks, is what they're called. They're just called orange sticks. And they're like these orange jelly ish, but it's like jelly consistency, not like jam in a bottle kind of jelly, but like I don't know, like Jello consistency, I would say. Orange flavored sticks dipped in chocolate, and they are so good. Like you think of like the chocolate oranges at Christmas. We all know chocolate and orange just goes together really well. Um, so that was like what first popped into my head, but I don't really want to do an orange mani or a super brown mani when I'm in full on Christmas mode. So then I thought of just the prettiest things I think, like sight wise, are, I think of like the little Debbie trees with red and green sprinkles. They're white, or white chocolate covered pretzels with red and green sprinkles. Just anything white with like the red and green sprinkles I thought would be really pretty. And I have this is under the mistletoe that I thought looked like sprinkles. And so this is sort of inspired by the sweet plate of, just cookies and fudge and whatever that your neighbor brings you around Christmas time. I always for sure love those. It's just like a little sampler, just, one, two, maybe three of each little thing on a plate. And they just make you a bunch of treats and homemade, of course. Super good. So that's this inspiration. It's a challenge in Shannon's group. And then this that I'm using right here is Midnight Roast from is that November sub box. And I think I'm actually going to finish it off because I did it as a full set recently. And so I used most of it doing that. So yeah, so this would just represent, like a chocolate piece of chocolate on there. Fix my watch. There we go. Okay, and then I've got Chasing Clouds, which is the white that I'm currently working through. I don't even know what collection this is from, but it's a white with super really pretty iridescent flakes. Yeah, super pretty. So this kind of represents like a white chocolate. There's usually maybe like, well, no, maybe I'm just thinking of Muddy Buddies. Do they put those on those kind of plates? I'm sure some people do. Like something covered in powdered sugar or whatever. So it's almost a little bit of sheerness to it. When I have the next strip, look at it better. Or maybe we can see once I get it. I feel like my skin tone is definitely shining through on it. That makes me curious if I stuck it over another color, like purple. Just kidding. Any color. I bet it would kind of change it. I wouldn't say it's like, something that you would necessarily think of layering with, but here we can look. Yeah, like I bet you could change the color under maybe. So we made it through our church Christmas party, and I would say it all went well. Everything went really smooth. And it was super quick. Like, I think, so I'll tell you kind of what we did. We had breakfast and we had people sign up to make the casseroles, and then we did breakfast casseroles. It was a breakfast Christmas party. And we delivered the ingredients and then they just baked them morning up. That way we kind of crowdsourced the ovens because the church only has 1 or 2 ovens, I can't remember. Um, and then we ordered cinnamon rolls from a local grocery store that's known they're really known for their donuts, like, statewide famous, known for their donuts, but they have a really good bakery, and they had a really good price. We could get a dozen, like, Butterflake cinnamon rolls for, like, 5 something, and so that was good for our budget. And then we had people sign up to bring fruit just as a side, and then we bought, just chocolate milk and orange juice, and I guess that's it. We were gonna do white milk too, but, I don't think I saw that, so that maybe didn't happen. There's a lot of, like, delegating and sharing responsibilities, and then water, of course, for the drinks, and so we welcomed everyone at 9, and then we wanted to get going to our program because we have, a gentleman in our congregation that like, he is Santa. You see him this time of year, and at church, he's wearing, like, red Santa vests, and, like, he is Santa, like, he just loves it, and so he was playing Santa. We did a Polar Express play, and I think it was simple and just it was really cute and meaningful too. My husband kinda narrated it, and it started we just we used our kids and had them laying on the stage with their blankets, sleeping. And then, I wasn't awake, I guess we had my kids sleep, but whatever. The Polar Express, I was listening for bells, and then the train pulls up, and then we opened the curtain on the stage, and we asked one of the youth to be the conductor, so he borrowed his dad's train conductor hat. I love this, Under the Mistletoe. So pretty. Anyway, and then we invited all of the kids to come up and board the train. And we kinda did a journey like, "Okay, we're going around the bend, and let's have everyone lean to the left. Okay, lean to the right," and I don't know how well everyone followed that, but it was fun, and we sang some carols, and then they get to the North Pole, and we had, the guy in our ward who plays Santa came out, and he was so good. All the kids, they just, like, instantly swarmed him, went and surrounded him, and he talked about how we kinda just changed it to remembering instead of remembering Santa, it was about remembering Jesus, especially at Christmas, and, so we changed I'm gonna patch the side, changed it to, if you can still hear the bell, you're still believing in Jesus. And then they maybe sing another carol on the way back, and then as the kids got off and then they sang a song. All the kids had a song prepared with their youth leaders, I don't know what you call them, children leaders. And as they got off the train, they all got a little jingle bell with, like, a little note on it that said, "You can still hear the bell if you believe," or it's a quote from the Polar Express movie. We based our play just off of the book. I don't know if I've ever seen the movie, maybe a long time ago, but we just based it off the book. Yeah, I think it turned out good, and then for decorations, we just had white, just disposable tablecloths, and we drew train tracks, just kinda, like, squiggly down there, long rectangular tables. Drew those down the train tracks, and then, we have a bunch of Christmas trees that they just have to use for decorations for this, and so we pulled them out and we decorated those same bells with a little quote, hung them on the trees as the decorations, then everyone could take them as party favors. But so the person who played Santa, he is playing Santa. He's, like, working as Santa, somewhere locally, and so he had to be to work, and so we kinda we started our program like, normally, I think we would've let people eat a little longer, but we wanted to make sure he had plenty of time because it was really nice that he was doing that for us. We didn't want him to be stressed. Um, so Anyway, so we finished, like, the whole party start to end was 50 minutes. We didn't even have it go an hour because we finished that, and then everyone just kinda I thought maybe they would kinda hang out and chat and stuff, but everyone just started cleaning up, and once that happens, that is what is happening. Everyone is cleaning up and going home. But I think it was good. I think a lot of people appreciated it. We also, in our congregation, had a funeral today, so they were setting up for a luncheon for after the funeral. So we just kinda helped switch the tables over and cleaned up and reset for that, and so I think everyone kind of, it's just a busy day. We already had, obviously, this Christmas party planned for a few months, and so they kinda just made it work. So, yeah, short and sweet, and I am glad it's over, so I don't have to think about it. Everyone was so awesome who helped with it. Just yeah, just took care of stuff, and yeah, it was awesome. It's always feels good to have, like, a good team and do that. Yeah, short and sweet. And then we've just been back home the rest of the day. I've wrapped all the gifts that I have in the house, even some that arrived from Amazon today. I snuck away long enough to wrap those. Okay, this dense real oh my gosh. I'm not gonna use this end because look how easily that dents. This is let me find it here. Silk Toffee, also from the sub box. That sub box is perfect for a box of chocolates kind of vibe. This is a mani outside of my norm, I guess just because it's brown. It's got brown in it, but it's growing on me. And these really are nice sets that came in that box. If I remember right, they advertised this one as pink. So yeah, it's definitely got a pink vibe to it. Very warm toned browns in the box. Yeah, it's definitely growing on me. It's one of our traditions. We'll take the kids out shopping, and my two bigger kids, we kind of like split up, one with mom, one with dad, and they each get to pick a gift for one another. And then this year, since our toddler, like, he's not old enough to pick out a gift yet, obviously, but I'll have the bigger kids just pick out something they think he would like. And it's fun because, I mean, as a parent, toys are plentiful in the home, and, you end up with a lot of just extra, I don't wanna say it, but junk, like, just stuff cluttering around, and so I'm kind of picky about I mean, I'm not like like, when I'm buying it, I'm thinking about, "Okay, what are they gonna get tons of play out of and have what's gonna have, like, many uses," so I like Duplos, and they're gonna get some Magna-Tiles this year and some Legos, just things that they can, really have many hours to play and do a lot of creative things with, right? So it's kind of fun that they get to pick these gifts for each other because they'll pick things that are just straight up like, "I know my sister would love this." And it's some of the things, that are more of the flashy or I don't know. But they always get tons of play, they really do. They play with them a lot. We've had some trying to think. One of the things I picked up today is like this little plastic backpack that came with a puppy that has like all these vet things that you take care of, and it's just like it's not something I ever would have went out of my way to purchase, but I can't remember if that was last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago, but I just picked it up and it's still kicking around and seeing use. I don't know if she even knows where the dog is that came with it anymore, but she uses it to, load up with whatever stuff, carry it around. This really is a pretty set, like a very neutral, but pink, and I like pink. It's not a super like I don't think you're gonna like look at it and be like, "Oh, that's pink," but just very pretty. Um, It's very similar to like skin tone, I guess. But we blinging it out. Some glitter. Yeah, this is an awesome base to use for stuff. Nice. I'm looking forward to that. We have that left to do. But my husband's Christmas arrived today, and then my husband's oldest of 7 kids. So we opted, I think this is the third year doing it, thereabouts, maybe four, but I think three. We decided to start doing a Secret Santa, and we use drawnames.com, which is awesome, by the way. If you find yourself arranging a Secret Santa, it draws names for everyone, and you can do things like, so it saves our information, and you can say, don't repeat any people, so you won't get the same partner, second year in a row. But we do that with all the extended family because well, him and two of his siblings, they're married. And then the kids, we didn't throw them into it because that would get crazy for the parents, a little expensive having to buy that many. But usually, like grandparents still get his parents usually still get the grandkids a gift, so they get something too anyway. Anyway, so my gift for my Secret Santa person from the family arrived today. And I really enjoyed that. I like simplifying things. So instead of feeling like I have to, here's my budget and I have to figure out how to find something that everyone would love within that budget, I just have one person that I can, spend a little more on and kind of just think about that one person and what they might like. And I don't know, it's almost within draw names, you can make a wish list. And I think most of us just do the wish list. So it's not like, I don't know. It's not like you're like, "Oh, man, what do I get them?" Because and I think most of us add things that we, you know, maybe wanna get but haven't or, like, wouldn't necessarily purchase for ourselves but would really enjoy having. So, yeah, I think I don't know, I go back and forth, like, should we, like, make a rule that I don't know, but I don't think it matters. I think it's fun and, there's one person because you can go in and see everyone's wish list. You can anonymously ask your partner a questions without them knowing who you are. It's pretty good. It's all free too, but you can go in and see everyone's wish list even if they're not your buddy. And I think there's at least one, probably just one. He only has one thing added. So in that case, you're like, that's one way to just be like, this is what I want, and that is likely what you will get. And mine, I think, has like 10 different things because I have a bunch of nail decals and some little mini punches, with some seasonal holiday type shapes and some daubers, like for ink, for card making and scrapbooking. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I just thought I'm more of like the first year. There's a place you can also put like a little bio about. So I just put like a bunch of things I liked, and excuse me, there was only one thing on my wish list, which was just some peanut butter M&Ms. And so that's what I got because the wish list is a little bit harder to find or like your little bio thing, because I kind of more wanted them to, like, just pick a surprise from I don't think they even saw it though, and I'm sure the site gets funded, because you click on the Amazon link and purchase your thing, so I'm sure, it's like a referral. That's pretty I forgot to check how sheer that was, 'cause almost I don't know that it actually is, but it feels like it's sheer the way it gets lighter here, but it could be. I'm tempted to just fill this up a little bit and look. I should pay more attention. Or you can go watch Shannon's video, her unboxing of this. No, it's not really super sheer. It's just the way it looks. That's very pretty. This is, I don't think I said, is gilded maple. That's gorgeous. Okay, so we'll save that strip. Okay, now thumb. So I'm going to do, I could just slap one strip on here, right? But I am going to use this one here. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And do the split thing because I have one strip left of midnight roast, and I would like to use it up, and that's gonna make good nail tape. That's about it on a mani like this. I'm gonna make this edge straight. My under the mistletoe is feeling pretty dry. I was hoping it would have been nice to have finished it off. I've opened it, I don't know, at least once. I mean, obviously it's leftovers, but hopefully that's still enough strip to cover things there. Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, it's been open a time or two, and I mean, when did that set come out? It's dated, oh, 2021. Have I had it that long? I think the first time I wore it, oh yeah, I've definitely used it at least twice because I can think of two manis. I did one with the, what's the one that looks like a sweater with reindeer? It's a clear overlay, black printed. I don't remember what it's called, but I did it with that one, and I don't remember what all with it. I loved that one. That's a set I see for really um, low prices on Dstash. I think people are just kind of they've had their fill of it probably, but it's one I really like. I enjoyed it. And then I did it last year. I think I did some like French tips in red and green, and then like probably a solid red, solid green. I don't know. And then I did this over one or two of the French. I really loved that mani. Let's see which size. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Smaller strip. That one was inspired. My sister-in-law, she's the one who was actually my first stylist. Got me into Color Street, but now she's into doing I think they're gel. She goes to a nail lady and gets her nails done, but that's what she was something similar, whoops, she was wearing. But yeah, she got me hooked on Color Street initially, and she no longer sells it. And it was kind of funny. It was right when let's see, we moved to Arizona, and she was my stylist here back in Utah. And then around when she quit, I had a stylist in Arizona just for a few months, and then we found out we were moving back to Utah, and I was like, "Dang, I was so excited to have a local stylist because that's kinda nice." So then I found one here just like at I don't know if you'd call it a farmer's market. It's an outdoor mall, and they on some of the Saturdays, they have a open or they have, like, people can buy booths and sell their different stuff, and I remember, like, I need a new stylist because my Arizona one had stopped selling, and so let's see, we want our thing to go this way, so we'll cut it flat that way. She had stopped selling and, we were kinda just hanging out there. It's a really fun outdoor mall because I know malls, they're not they're struggling, right, with Amazon and Walmart and stuff, but this outdoor mall, they've designed it really well. It's pedestrian friendly. They have a really nice fountain and courtyard, and just it's just somewhere whenever we go there, we always end up spending a while. Like, we like to linger. They have a playground there by the fountain, lots of yummy restaurants. Um, yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Number of times I say that. Oh, yeah, and we were just kinda hanging out, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if there's Color Street here," and there she was. So that was my local, and then now I'm kinda with Shannon, which Shannon's awesome. I am not a stylist, obviously, if I have a stylist, and I don't think I ever will be. It's not something that I really want to do or feel that would be worth it. That's probably more I've been tempted because it's something I love and it would be fun, but for various reasons. I'm happy to just be a customer and an addict. And close to finishing. Well, we finally had our first snow, but then the last little bit, it's just been this last bit of storm that came through, it's been rainy. Mhm. So kind of adjusting. We had a really nice fall. I had someone who said they moved here from New Jersey, which, there people go there to see their falls. But I can't remember how long she said she's lived here, but it's been a while. And she's like, this is the first one that felt like a real fall. Because fall in Utah, I don't know, sometimes it can just be really short. It can skip right ahead or, you know, weather does what it wants. Okay, there's a pretty big wide opening. You're really not gonna see though, because this is so neutral. But I don't know if you can tell it kind of comes apart there, but I think it'll be fine. All right, last bit. Gonna make us, oh, surprise, there's two of those. I really only need one, but maybe we'll just make it a little wider because we can use them up. Because what the heck am I gonna do with? Doesn't even matter. Like I should probably, if I don't use it, I should just toss it. Because what the heck am I gonna do with one little teeny? I guess make nail tape again. Can let's see how wide do I want to make it? Maybe we'll make it since we have lots of strip. That was a surprise to have two stuck together like that. I do not cut. No, I don't know. That's not perfect, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I always get a little bit at an angle. I don't think it matters. I don't know what kind of treat this represents here. Something with two halves with some chocolate cream in the middle. I don't know. Reminds me something out of like a box of chocolates. Usually in Stacy's group, she does use it or lose it, like in January and February, and I love it. But I really should. I'm not sure if it's happening again coming up, but I could do it anyway, even without. But her rules are just you have to use a partial in your mani, but I think she does that because I know there are some who maybe don't have a ton of partials yet. But for me to be like a real challenge, I should probably say it has to be all leftovers. Well, what was my scissoring doing there? I went kind of crooked. Maybe I should do that challenge anyway. It's been making me feel less bad about just like opening lots of sets because I'm like, I'm gonna need some variety. Not like I'm sure I have plenty, right? But it's hard for me to stick to because I love Valentine's Day, and so I know not everyone is into it, but I love the colors of it, and I love doing the Valentine's manis. So I don't know. I might make an exception if it's like a Valentine's set. Because I do have some like heart, Valentine release sets that are still new. Okay, we finished it. It's maybe not the best lighting to totally see, but kind of a different Christmas vibe. Got brown but I would say it definitely fits the chocolates. Anyway, there's what we came up with. I'm gonna do some heat for this under the mistletoe because it is, like I said, a little dry. And all of these nails will benefit from them, but there we are. And I hope you guys all have, for me, it's night, so have a great night. Or if it's daytime, have a great day. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.